bring a systematic, objective approach to improving governance, control, and risk management. The biggest challenge in internal audit is finding the right question. Why are things not working as intended? So the first thing you may notice is the symptom, or you may see a problem, but the underlying cause may not be that evident.
A range of internal audit activities include risk assessment and internal control. Most of the time, the internal auditors they look beyond financial statements and financial data. They would like to focus more on the entity operation, compliance, growth, reputation, and its ways of treating its employees.
Is that being in this role, I have found that the cases of fraud and the cases where we find people doing things they shouldn't always surprise me. But some healthy skepticism is always good.
And some of the interactions that I've had with people, some people are very welcoming and they think that they understand that we're there. Some people can get a little defensive and feel threatened. Others try to tell you as little as possible, you know.
From an external auditor's perspective, we are more focused on the internal audit's role about risk management and the internal controls, especially for those listed entity adopts a new causal framework. The internal auditor need to perform risk assessment and also need to make sure the effectiveness and efficiency of the operation of the entity's controls. So sometimes our external auditor could rely on their work during our external audit.
My understanding of the internal audit role is that they identify risks within an organization and they ensure that the controls and processes that are put in place by those charged with governance are properly addressing and reducing those risks. In addition, they ensure that the controls and processes put in place are operating effectively and properly. Thank you.
Internal audit's role, at least what I've seen, is just to kind of evaluate the processes within an organization, either to mitigate risk or just to improve efficiency. And I personally have been able to go out to some oil fields and evaluate the safety and security procedures for a certain oil and gas company. And we're actually able to make some recommendations over their procedures and hopefully improve the safety in a few drilling sites.
Audit is the favorite part about my job. When I do internal audits, my opportunity to give recommendations to an organization to help improve those operations and add value to that company. So, quick example of something I never thought I'd use my accounting degree for. Got to do internal audit, disaster recovery planning for an oil and gas company, and met with lots of engineers to learn about their facilities, office buildings, pipelines.
Santander belongs to a financial industry, but what we actually do is we finance auto loan. My belief prior to joining Santander would be that internal audit will be, of course, no traveling, less work, not less work, but the workload shouldn't be as much as what it used to be in the consulting world. But in all honesty, it is quite the opposite.
As an intern, I worked in our manufacturing group at Texas Instruments, and my main assignment was inventory audit. So I was not necessarily working in internal audit, but I was working for the manufacturing group, helping to audit the controls that we have around inventory. So I spent about 6 months doing that. I completely overhauled our audit process at Texas Instruments for inventory, and I decided that was something that I really enjoyed. So the next role I requested was internal audits. I would say just about everything that I've seen in internal audits is interesting.